Okay guys, we are back on another video here in NHL 20. This video I'm gonna show you guys my sliders. Some realistic gameplay sliders, my tuners that I use for franchise mode and the Be a Pro. You know, and for pretty much everything every offline mode pretty much, you know. So first off, let's get the game settings, because this is very important. For sim here, I have periods to 8 minutes to get the most realistic stats possible, especially in sim, and in also in gameplay, because it's very important, you know. So here's like I pretty much use this, you know. It's if you put it longer, 10, 9, even 9 minutes, it's gonna cause more shots and more rebounds and more goals, you know. So yeah, and also it also in the later on in the video, I'm going to show you tuners that is going to contribute to more realistic scores, you know. So the change here, pro difficulty 8 minutes. Here we are here at the gameplay sliders. So first off, my biggest goal was to try to and get away from the running gun, up and down, back and forth, arcade like game style. That is standard in NHL 20. So I mean, pretty much especially NHL 20, you know. So in order to try to get away from the arcade style of gameplay, game speed, as you see here, game speed is all the way down there, all the way down to 0. Plus, you know, well, I'm going to explain why I did that. So first off, in slowing down the game speed, I actually did feel like it allowed better RPM skating and usage of open ice. Additionally, it allowed user and CPU to be more disciplined than before on defense, which in turn made passing a bit more of a challenge, allowed fewer shots to make it to the net due to better defensive positioning, and resulted in more blocked and deflected shots. So that is very important. Attribute effect all the way up to 10. I maxed out, and what I tried to achieve here was to achieve the player differentiation and separation, you know. So I mean, I don't think it had no effect. I think it did. And also it was very noticeable during breakaways and most shootouts, you know, that that player was just getting to the goalie or the goalie was just poke-checked it despite having a high breakaway attribute. So yeah, it fixes that pretty much, you know. Next up here, fatigue effect. Fatigue effect here up to 75, and fatigue recovery down up to 35. So what it did here, I feel like you see bottom lines, fourth lines have very low play time and time on ice. Like sometimes they don't even play at all, you know. So I don't think you should cheese your first line all the time, you know. So it's better off having more realistic ice time from the fourth line, you know. So yeah, that's why I made the change here. Injury occurrence down to 15. Well, it was more for sim, but like I feel like injuries are just very annoying in the game, especially in sim. In gameplay, they don't happen that much, but like in sim they're very annoying. Okay, so skating. The thing I touched here, back skating. 40 out of 100. I turned it down because here's the thing. You see that in normal tuners, you would get into the breakaway and then the defenseman would catch up to you. Like, it would catch up to you, like, when you're close to the net. This fixes that, you know? And also, I don't think, like, a player who's skating forward with the puck shouldn't be at the same level as someone as a defenseman who is skating backwards. So a player skating backwards shouldn't keep up with a player skating forward. You know, it makes no sense. Puck career agility here. I bumped it down to 40 out of 100 again. Same thing as back skating. It's you know, players with the puck shouldn't be skating as fast as players without the puck. That is a fact. Player acceleration, I bumped it down to I up it up to 70. I think players should like, the AI doesn't really accelerate that much, so like I think you should be able to accelerate to take a stride, you know, stuff like that. Skating speed and skating agility, I did not touch. Okay, shooting. One-timers, I bumped it down to 40. I feel like the AI or like anyone like a human or AI, I think they're able to get one-timers like very easily in this game. They're very common. So like, you know, I think they should miss. They should miss sometimes, you know? Sometimes when they miss, it comes into an incredible rebound. You know, an incredible rebound. So I did same thing with shot accuracy. Shot accuracy, it's also with shot accuracy, I think it's going to show the importance of having an accurate shot. Not everyone should be able to score bar down every single time, you know? It should depend on the player and its attributes. So shot power down to 45. Also shows the importance of having a powerful shot, you know? Slap shot accuracy, same thing as shot accuracy. Shows the importance of having an accurate slap shot. Slap shot power, same thing as shot power. Importance of having a powerful shot, you know? So passing here. Pass assist up to 90, you know? I do feel like the increase to 90 was evident in gameplay, but had a positive effect in adding more realism. You know, additionally, as mentioned above, the decrease of game speed allowed the user CPU, or user and CPU, to be more disciplined than before on defense, which in turn made passing a bit more of a challenge. So despite the almost perfect passing slider setting, passing wasn't automatically successful. What I did too, passing receptions were up to 90. You know, we're all up to 90. So what I did here, minimum pass speed, I upped it up because sometimes the AI proceeds to have some pretty slow passes. So like I up the minimum, up the maximum, so it's 75 maximum, 40 minimum. It works very well. Pass accuracy, I didn't touch. Passing receptions, I did touch. Pass reception ease, I don't think I touched it, but just in case, I have it at 33. Reception reaction time down to 20. I don't know if I touched it, but you know, if in case I did, it's down to 20. Puck control rating effect, I feel it's important. You should be skilled enough to control. You should have a high puck control rating effect rating to actually be able to control the puck, you know? So if you have 60 puck control, it's gonna be harder than when you have a 90 puck control. So makes a lot of sense here. And other than that, bouncing puck receptions, yeah, that I bumped it down to 35. It was up all the way up to 70. It was very unrealistic, because when the puck is bouncing, you shouldn't be able to receive the puck so easily. At 70, you're able to receive it so easily. So yeah, I did that. Puck control here, DK impact, just in case I touched it, down to 20. Incidental stick contact, down to 0 unless I touched it. Spin DK impact, down to 40 unless I touched it. Skating impact, I think it was already at 0. So I don't know, unless I did touch it, down to 0. Goalies. I don't even know what I did here. Maybe 45, 75. It's up to you guys. But cross crease is very important. The cross crease pass is that money way to score goals in this game, and it has been for several years. So, with that at 85, it allows goalies to do a better job of getting over to make those stops more often. So, cross crease goals would still happen, but they would not be common. So, again, the decrease of the game speed allowed the user and CPU to be more disciplined and better positioned than before on defense. So yeah, it's not gonna be common with these sliders. It's like you can have cross creases, but it's not gonna be that common. So goalie save reaction time up to 80. I feel like this game, here's the thing with these sliders. I did a lot of slider testing before I make a video about it. And until I found the perfect ones. So I feel like the game shits on goalies a bit too much. And there's still a lot of goals scored very frequently. There isn't always 9-goal games every single game in the NHL. So it helps goalies a little bit here. I'm helping them a little bit. So it makes sense. Goalie deflection reaction time, I bumped it down to 30. I don't think goalies should get deflections. Deflections are pretty bad in this game. They don't really go in all the time. So I think they should go in. Goalies shouldn't be able to stop it unless it touches them, Goalie screen effect, it should be an effect. The player in front of you, especially the size of him, should be screening you and shouldn't be and it should be more difficult to do your job with a player in front of you. So yeah, goalie screen persistence and a bit just to help the goalie a bit with the screen. It shouldn't be impossible to stop shots when being screened. So yeah, up to 70. Body checking. I think I changed a lot this one. Aggression, 85 CPU, 90 human. So with these sliders all the way up there, it helps. It actually led to both CPU and CPU teammate defenders to actually step up and challenge the puck carriers. They're reasonable. They're gonna be reasonably aggressive. That is the thing. Just if it's lower, the defenders are just gonna be like what they're gonna do is just concede the ice and continue to just back skate. And here's the thing, you could literally just do whatever you want on the ice, Going back up here, the hitting assistance, I think it was up there, but unless it's not 35, I don't think it should be that easy to hit a player. Stumble threshold, unless I changed it, 30. Fall and stumble, fall lease, I'm pretty sure it's at 30. 30. So I think I changed it. Maybe not unless I did 30. Board effect non-puck carry. I think I left it, or if not, at 40. Hitting power at 50. Size effect. Like, the hitting is a problem because of the size. You have smaller players hitting bigger players. You know, so it should affect something. Speed effect bumped it down to 33. If you put it higher, than that, your players are just gonna be like every hit in the game is gonna be big hits, and there's gonna be a risk of more injuries. You know, so it makes sense. And the balance rating effect bumped it up a little bit. It was at 83 up to 85. You know, preparedness effect I left alone. Incidental contact effect down to 20 unless I changed it, unless I left it. Poke checking accuracy up to 60. You know, poke checking power down to 40. This one is down to 40. Stick lick effectiveness up to 60, making them a bit effective. You know, they should be effective. Not all the time. If you spam it, you're gonna get a penalty. Same thing with poke checks. You won't be able to spam it, because if you do, you're gonna get punished with a penalty. Penalties, big one. Computer penalties, if I did change that at 40. Computer teammate penalties, I'm pretty sure I changed that to 17. Penalties by your computer teammates are just so annoying. So yeah. Tripping down to 7. Every stick penalty down to 7. I think it does that. I think it makes a lot of sense. Holding, I don't know why I put it down to 20. Let me just put it up to 50, because it makes more sense to do that. So yeah, every stick penalty, hooking, slashing, interference was already at 80 at default settings. I didn't touch that because interference isn't really an issue. So yeah, AI learning. I want to have my AI get used to what I do on the ice, you know. I want the game to get harder. This I didn't touch. Computer strategy adjustment. Don't put it up to 6, because they're gonna be just so aggressive. The changes are gonna be just so aggressive. It's not necessary sometimes, you know. So 3 out of 6 for both of these. Be a pro strategy adjustments. So it's very important. Put it up to 6, you know. User strategy, what it does sometimes also, it pulls the goalie for you when you're down by 1 or 2. So it's very helpful. So it makes sense here. So these are the sliders. Things to see here. Don't cheese your first line. Doesn't make sense. Give your fourth line some chances. This is what the fatigue effect does and the recovery does. Down to these levels, you know, it's more realistic like that. I feel like you guys could freeze the video and then just copy them. It's okay. I made a video just for that, and hope you enjoyed it. Give your thoughts in the comment section. See you guys in the next one. Also, to end off this video too, I forgot to say that in franchise mode, turn sim engine scoring to high, because in the sim you won't have many people getting many points because of the goals getting helped on a bit, you know. So turn sim engine scoring to high in franchise mode for it to work very well.